Hey YouTube, I'm coming on to do the college mom tag, which is the name of things tag. I think that's the correct title. So, I'm reading the questions from my phone, and the first one is, what is your name? My name is Lisa. Very short, common name, Lisa. Um, what's the next question? If you could rename yourself, would you, and what name would you choose? As a child, I always wanted to be named something other than Lisa. I've gone through a lot of different ideas, but one of the ones that I remember vividly was that I wanted my name to be Denise. I have no idea why Denise. I don't really know anyone named Denise. At least the only person that I ended up knowing named Denise I didn't meet until high school. Nothing wrong with the name Denise, but I just don't know why I chose that name. But that was one of the ones that I wanted to be called. Um, at my age now, Lisa is fine. I'm cool with it. I've had it for all these years. And I thought about it, and I don't know what I would name myself. Maybe Rachel. Rachel in honor of my great aunt. Lottie in honor of my grandmother. Lillian in honor of my grandmother. I would probably pick names like that, not so that it was any great thing about who I am as a person or what I want to show the world. It would probably just be a name of one of my family members who I love very much and would pass on. Let's see. How did you choose your YouTube name? Well, my YouTube name is Kendall's Mom. And my name, I never thought that I was going to do YouTube videos. I really just kind of, I think, logged on one day to see what was happening. And that was shortly after my daughter Kendall had passed away. Kendall had sickle cell and she died unexpectedly. So, my heart was really heavy, and I was just out here doing some things in her memory, and one of them was going natural because Kendall always felt that she did not need a perm. She would get pressed and curved, but she had always said, "Mommy, I'm never going to get a perm." And so when I ended up having issues with my hair. I remembered that that was Kendall's dream of not getting any perms. So I decided to do the big chop and go natural in her memory. And then all that kind of coincided with me logging on to YouTube. So I had the name Kendall's Mom. My son is kind of jealous. He's like, "Oh, so you're only Kendall's mom?" And I said, "Well, no, honey. I think it's just because I didn't think you would be interested in being on YouTube." So anyway, that's how I got Kendall's Mom. Basically, in tribute to my daughter, who I love very much, and who really inspired me to go natural. So that's that. What was the name of your first pet, and what was it? My first pet was named Tony. I don't know who named him because I don't think I did. I was about 5 or 6, maybe 6 or 7, and he was a black poodle. I was scared to death of this dog. I, looking back, I think Tony was a very cute dog, a dog that I would love to have today. But I was so afraid of this dog. The dog was downstairs running around the house, the living room, the dining room. Me, I'm on the steps looking around the wall at the dog because I was scared to death to go downstairs. So eventually my parents gave the dog away. I don't know who they gave it to because I was not getting anywhere near him. But his name was Tony, black poodle. In retrospect, cute little dog. What was the name of your first job? I am from Washington, D.C., and we had something called the Mayor's Youth Leadership Institute program. And it was a program that found summer jobs for anyone for any child that had registered. So at 14, I registered for a job. So, waiting around for my assignment, I get my assignment and it says clerk. Cool. What's a clerk? I might do some filing, answering phones, do mail, something like that. I go down to this building and I believe, and I hope I'm not wrong, that it was a local National Urban League office, and there were about 20 kids there. Okay, not a problem. Maybe everybody was working out of this office. And what we find out is that there were not enough jobs to go around, actual jobs. So the National Urban League was paying us to go to school. So basically we would go, and it was like summer school, remedial summer school actually. And we would do math and, reading comprehension and stuff and get paid for it. So my first job was named clerk, but I got minimum wage to go to summer school. Go figure. But it did make sure that the whole goal of the Measured Leadership Institute was to provide every child a summer job who had registered for one. So I had a job. It just wasn't working. It was learning. Not necessarily a bad thing, but oh well, that was my first job. What was the name of your first love? Okay, my first love. I went to this school, and all the girls loved this one boy. I don't know why. We all loved this one boy. He was my love. He was her love. He was her love. He was Edie's love. He was Portia's love. His name was Gerard. And Gerard, at that time you could do the chase around the schoolyard and tag and all of that stuff. So we would do all that. But Gerard was my first love. 3rd grade and 4th grade. And I don't know whether I loved him because I actually loved him or because everybody else loved him and it was the right thing to do or the in thing to do. But anyway, 3rd and 4th grade, Nativity Catholic School, Gerard was my first love. And I still keep in contact with him, and it would be funny for me to let him know that. What is the name brand of your most expensive purse? Okay. My most expensive purse is a Gucci purse. When I was 17 years old, I went on a trip, a spring break trip, and I went to Paris, France, and Madrid, Spain. Hated Paris just because it was cold and rainy and dirty and the people were mean to me. Hope to go back one day and get a better experience. But when I went to Madrid, my girlfriend and I, we were determined that we were going to buy Gucci bags. And we did. But guess what? I guess during the whole translation part, not translation, what is that word? Yeah, translation process of us trying to speak Spanish and them trying to understand English, we ended up getting 2 purses for one price. We don't know how we did it, but we asked for 2 purses. And it was a weird store because it had like 3 levels. So the purses were up on the top level, and we had to go all the way downstairs to the basement to pay for them. So somewhere between the top level and the basement level, we went from 2 purses. Well, we actually picked up 2 purses, but we only paid for 1. And of course, we were 17. We were like, what the heck? We didn't know anything about the exchange rate. So it wasn't until we got back to our hotel room that we realized that we had actually gotten 2 purses for the price of 1. So I said all of that to say that the most expensive purse I have is a Gucci by value, not by what I actually spent. If you want to talk about what I actually spent, it will probably be Dooney and Burke, because I do have a number of Coach bags, but I usually go to the outlet to get them. So I think it'll probably be Dooney and Burke based upon how much I spent. But worth-wise, it would be my Gucci. So hopefully that gives you a little insight into me, Lisa, Kendall's mom, and tag, you're in.